Dynasty. I'm Trevor. This is Juan, and it's finally here. Football season upon us. I can't wait.
This is not our first time back. We
No.
were back twice just on live streams.
Yes.
So we do have those available on the podcast feeds though, or on YouTube. Either one. They're both there.
But we are here back for the first time this season. And this little intimate setting you call,
Sports Dynasty NFL, yes.
Of course, yes. Thank God. We will surely miss you guys. So how you feeling?
I'm okay. You know what made me feel better?
What?
If you stop mumbling.
Mumbling?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's called mumbling.
All right, I guess. Yeah, sure.
You guess? Okay.
Yes. So we have
forget real definitions. All right.
So we have a lot today.
Welcome back. See?
Yes. So we have a lot today. A big prediction show because we're like 6 days away as we're recording from the first day of the season.
Yeah, to break the fourth wall is Friday, September 2nd.
Yes.
This won't be up to like Monday or Tuesday. So
yes. So by that time, you're getting everything ready. So we have a lot to talk about. Our predictions for the NFL season, our awards, and our top 10 QBs coming into the season. Mine's actually pretty funny.
I actually forgot to ask one question.
What's that?
Are we including week 1 predictions today, or are we going to go on the episode of week 1 prediction?
We'll record an episode after.
Okay, so we'll talk after the thing. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. So we'll start our Wednesday schedule thing?
Yeah, because I definitely wasn't prepared to week 1 schedule game.
Me neither.
Yeah,
well, I kind of did.
Yeah.
While I was doing the predictions.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't prepared. So yeah, so for that part, no. Yeah. Well, we'll have that episode in the following recording. But right now, let's get started on this.
I want to go straight to it.
Yes, let's do it now. I'm
ready.
Straight
to it.
I've been ready for this all week for this. I'm ready
this is actually pretty fun. I had a lot of fun doing this 2 days ago. So this is full predictions now. So what we've been doing on the live shows was giving ceilings and floors. We didn't really specify on what we think the predictions are actually going to be. This is the episode where you're going to hear Sports Dynasty NFL's prediction. Another thing that I should have done, I'm going to say this on camera so I can sound stupid in front of you like I normally do, is that I probably should have got the predictions of Sports Dynasty basketball too, because I know they'll be fun enough for them to do this, but I didn't think of that. I'll just post on the group. More incentive for you to join the Facebook group and participate.
Of course.
Another question.
Yes.
I'm thinking about this on camera, and I think about this off camera, more professional.
Yes.
Are you going to continue the
yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I already have
the huge success that it was last year?
I already have the spreadsheets coming up. I'm going to post more about that probably on this weekend. Probably by Sunday, Monday.
What happened? Oh, wait, I'm bugging. It's Friday.
Yes. Sunday, Monday, I'll have everything set up, and then I'll post the thing out at that time. But yeah, I have pretty much almost everything set up. I have the last year's bracket, so I can pretty much copy and paste, and whoever wants to sign up, set up from there. But yeah, I'm very excited for that one. That was really good.
We got to shout out that winner last year, too.
Yes, and
post them.
Yeah, I will. I got that taken care of.
Awesome. All right, I think that's my last unprofessional question. We can actually start the actual predictions now. When we say prediction, we mean records, playoff predictions, awards, and top 10 quarterback just because everybody wants to do it for clickbait. So we're just going to do it too because it's fun. Am I wrong? That's exactly what these bastards do it for. It's for clickbait and stuff like that. So,
it's true, yeah.
So who wants to start? Am I going to do it or are you going to do it?
Let me do it.
You're going to do it?
Yeah,
no problem, man.
Let's do this. We'll start with the AFC North.
Remember, we're on the timer. So
yeah, AFC North. So
if they want more details, watch our live show.
Yes. So obviously, I am not fond of the Pittsburgh Steelers at all. Their schedule is actually really brutal. Like, it's really, really brutal. It's kind of hard to figure out where the schedule is going to, where with the wins and losses coming from, and also with the quarterback situation going on. We don't know how that's going to work because it sounds like all three of them, in coming out of the training camp, seems they're not ready for games. Sounds at all. So surprise. Yes. So I'm still going 3-14. This will be the Mike Tomlin's first losing season of his career. At third place, I have them finish the Browns finishing 7-10. I do feel that with Deshaun Watson coming back after week 11, it's not gonna be much. They'll be in the mix right there, but I feel like the rust that he's gonna have to deal with playing in
it would be a year and a half.
Yes, playing in real
football,
in real meaningful football games It's gonna be a tough time. After they have going 7-10, who knows? They may bounce back next year. My number second place in the AFC North, I have Baltimore finishing 13-4. I do feel that they're gonna come back with a vengeance. I think it'll be healthy, and Lamar Jackson is going to light up the show. I have them going 13-4, but I do have the defending AFC champions, the Bengals, finishing first overall in the AFC at 14-3. That's just spoiler alert. They're the number one overall seed.
I mean, if they're not blind, they'll see it.
Yeah. Having a tiebreaker over Buffalo.
Yeah.
The AFC South, I have told, as mentioned before in the live show, I feel that this division is going to be complete dog shit. As you can see, the Colts are probably going to be the only team. They're literally the only team that's going to stay afloat. But even though they'll be 9-8, I have them for finishing this division 9-8. They'll more likely be a first round exit. The Jaguars are finishing dead last at 3-14. There will be a top 5 lottery pick, a top 5 pick in the NFL draft again. The Texans, even though they didn't really do much, honestly, that they're still gonna be terrible. 4-13 in third place. In second place, the biggest drop off, they went from number 1 seed to out the playoffs and only winning single-digit games.
That's a 7-game drop off. Yes. My lord.
Yes,
I literally flipped the numbers, and that's what the record was last year.
Yes, 12-5 to 5-12. Titans at number 2. Colts win the division at 9-8. Yeah, but hey, at least the Texans got 2 draft picks, 2 first-round draft picks, so that's good for them. The AFC East. The Buffalo Bills, obviously no surprise, are going to finish the division at 14-3 as the number 2 seed in the AFC. I have New England losing. New England missing the playoffs with a 10-7 record. You should
have saved that to spoil it.
Yeah, you're right. I should have. New England missing the playoffs at 10-7.
But like I said,
Miami.
They would be blind and didn't see. Yeah,
Miami having a really really bad season at 6-11, and the Jets being 3-14. Now this 3-14 is a little bit. I expect them to be more competitive. It's just that the schedule is so hard to start the season. I just feel like where the win's coming from. But I do feel that it's more of a competitive 3-14, kind of like Detroit last year when they're 3. Mm-hmm. A little bit more competitive, but they just find a way. They'll find a way to lose games and heartbreakers, or somewhat close, but can't finish it off. But they'll be there. But I definitely feel that they're going to be in a step in the right direction with this team. And in the AFC West, I have the Broncos winning the division at 13-4. The Chargers losing on a tiebreaker. They're 13-4. The Chiefs going 12-5, and the Raiders at 10-7. Even though I have all 4 teams in the AFC with a winning record, the Raiders will miss the playoffs. I feel like they'll finish last in the AFC West.
So, people, you see the Trevors from the AFC side. Which ones are the most outrageous to you? We'll love to hear you guys comment down below. Tell us that.
Yes. In the NFC, again, people keep sleeping on the Green Bay Packers. I think they're going to be really good this year.
Y'all want to hear something funny? Please watch the NFC Live show when I went to them.
Yes. I do have Aaron Rodgers finishing and the Packers finishing in 12-5. The Vikings. I think the Vikings, when healthy, this is a pretty decent ball club, unless they don't shoot themselves in the foot like they did last year.
And you mean normally what they do?
Yeah. Mm. So, in hindsight, everything goes right. I know Alex is gonna laugh at me for this one. The Vikings going 11-6.
He's not gonna lie. He's gonna be upset.
The Lions, who to me will be the most improved team so far in the league so far, as from where they come from now, I have them in 9 games, just missing the playoffs. In the Bears, to no surprise, this team is going to be literally a top 2 to 3 pick in the NFL draft. The Bears are going 2-15. They're going to be awful. They're going to be terrible. It sucks to be a Bears fan because you have to actually watch them.
Who told you to be a Bears fan? I'm confused about that.
The NFC South, no surprise, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers should win this division, have them win 13-4. The Saints, they're going to be a team that's going to try to make it competitive, but I just feel that 8 wins is good enough for them, 8-9. They'll miss the playoffs, obviously. Baker Mayfield and the Panthers going 6-11. Even though they managed to find an answer for this year for quarterback, if you want to call it that. This roster is still complete dog shit. So it's not going to do anything. Christian McCaffrey is not going to do much anyway. because chances are come back from injury and heaven forbid he may get injured again. So we don't know about that. And the Falcons are going to be terrible. I mean, you have Marcus Mariota as your quarterback, so
bar none.
That's pretty much it. I mean, Drake London. I'm really interested to see Drake London though, so that's gonna be really cool to see. But it's not gonna be anything. It's not gonna be quick to wins. So 2-15, and honestly, the Falcons are my number one pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. In the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles, I have them winning the division at 13-4.
Jesus Lord.
Now I say that because again, I did it on play predictions. I was trying to see, fine. Schedule's not that hard, so they'll manage to win some games. Now I have to look at the schedule again up in front of me to see, the big upsets there as well. But I do have them to win 13-4. I don't have it on top of my head, but 13-4. The Cowboys, I said it in the live show, they're gonna be a playoff team, and I agree. They're gonna be 11-6 and be a wild card for that team. For that part right there. The Giants, you might be wondering, 9-8.
I'm definitely wondering. That looks like hilarious blasphemy.
The reason why I'm saying that now because Daniel Jones, in my opinion, will not finish the season. I think that they're gonna find us. Because think about it, after their bye week, they play nothing but bums. Like they play Jacksonville, they play Seattle, they play Houston. It's just to name a few. This is a pretty easy schedule. But then again, you might say that the Giants suck too. Yes,
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yes,
right now.
But I do feel that Daniel Jones will not finish the season, and Tyrod Taylor, I think, has a better fit for this offense.
Since he's more likely played in it before in 2017.
Yes, so I feel like he'll have a better chance for him to win. Now they're not gonna make the playoffs, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. It's better than the 4 wins.
That's not a step; that's a leap.
That's better than the 4 wins a year season you've been having the last 4 or 5 years. So y'all take that. And then the Commanders 4-13. Part of me feels that they're not gonna be too much good. There's talent there, just certain quarterback in that team that I feel like just gonna bring their bad juju over there. It's not gonna be anything. I mean, it's Washington. Washington is garbage. So and then by the way, Carson Wentz. So sorry about that. So yeah, so part of that right there is probably kind of like a little bit about bias, but I'm like, okay, screw it. And in the NFC West, I have the Rams going 14-3. This team on paper roster wise just stacked, and I feel like they have a good chance of repeating, and being really really good. So I'm having them going 14-3. They're my number 1 seed in the NFC.
Okay.
The 49ers are gonna be really good too. Just top to bottom. I mean, Trey Lance doesn't have to do much. They're kind of going to carry him the entire year, which is fine. But his team just built roster wide is so good. So 12-5. The Cardinals, they're not going to have this guy Hopkins for 6 games, and I think that's gonna be a big issue for them because those 6 games they're gonna miss him because I have them losing. I have them finishing going 2-4 in his absence.
I think I did too when I was doing my
2-4 in his absence. So. And then the rest of it is just a pretty rough schedule, so I don't see them doing anything there. 5-12, I have the Cardinals. And in Seattle, our good old friend Pete, Peter Parker.
That's an insult to Peter Parker, but
they're gonna be one of the worst teams in the NFC. Geno Smith, Drew Lock doesn't matter. 2 wins. But hey, at least DK got paid, right?
They gotta sell tickets somehow, man.
Yeah. All right. So my seedings for the AFC, I have the Bengals number 1, Bills number 2, Broncos number 3, Colts number 4, the Chargers 5, the Ravens 6, and the Kansas City Chiefs number 7.
On 12-5 record, by the way.
Yeah, 12-5 record.
12-5 record gives you 7 seed. He thinks this AFC is gonna be on something.
I truly believe that. We have 2 10-win teams in the AFC that missed the playoffs, as in New England and the Raiders. Both had 10-7 records in my predictions and missed the playoffs. So I know Patriot fans will be mad if you're saying that, but oh well, you'll be all right. Y'all be okay. Go Patriots, by the way. So who cares? In the NFC, I have the Rams obviously finishing 14-3, number 1. Tampa Bay number 2 at 13-4. The Eagles finishing at 3rd at 13-4. The Packers.
So many wins.
Bro. The Packers 12-5 at the 4th seed. The 49ers at 5th seed at 12-5, Cowboys at 6, and the Vikings at 7. So my 7th seed is 11 games. So I feel like it's very top heavy. The NFC is top heavy. The team that missed the playoffs after them was
it Detroit?
Was Detroit. Yeah, it was Detroit. Yeah,
Detroit, and then the Saints right after.
Yeah,
no, the Giants.
Detroit. Yeah,
Detroit Giants, then Saints.
Yeah, so it's like 2
at
games.
9 wins.
Yeah, 2 games below them. So rates are heavy. So playoff team.
So again, it's like I said about the AFC side. So for Trevor's playoff predictions and playoff seedings rather, and Trevor's NFC, anything outrageous you got to say about that? Please comment down below because I've seen a couple things.
I already know.
But it's my turn for you guys to make fun of me. You know, something that y'all probably do a lot already. So I'm not gonna go by division. I'm gonna go by just standings. Because why not? So my first seed is gonna be the Buffalo Bills at 14-3. The schedule was actually really easy for the entire AFC East. So for Buffalo to be the way they are, constructed from top to bottom, outside of the little weaknesses they may have in the offensive line, little weaknesses they have in the running back core, even though they drafted someone, it's from what we know, from what we see, is going to be their pass rush is sensational. Josh Allen is sensational. 14-3. Bengals at 2nd seed at 13-4. They also made that team so much better. They drafted well for the secondary also. I expect Trey Henderson to be a really good player, out even better than he was last year for that defense. And then the line. The biggest reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl in the first place, their offensive line. They signed about 3 different offensive linemen to bolster up the right side and the left guard position and center. So they're going to have a lot of talent there to work around with. Hopefully they get the line situated quick enough to start this whooping ass throughout the entire time. And Burrow is Burrow. Kansas City Chiefs going to be 3rd seed at 12-5. Yes, everybody sleeps on Kansas City Chiefs because of Tyreek Hill's absence. And that's one person. I didn't know that one person who doesn't throw the football actually makes a team win 12 games a year. I thought it was the quarterback and coach, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the. So Travis Kelce's still there. They still have a top 5 offensive line. I mean, they have receivers who actually can separate and catch the football, not just Tyreek Hill. Why is it so bad for the Kansas City Chiefs not to win in many years they used to? 12 wins, winning the division. Indianapolis Colts, I have one more win than Trevor does at 10-7. Great lines on both sides of the ball. This defense is going to be pretty good. The pass catching thing is still a huge issue, and they have an ancient quarterback. We'll see if it's age or it's because the Falcons are just dog doo-doo crap. We'll find out. And plus, they're in the worst division in the NFL by a mile. There's no way they don't win 10 games. 5th seed, the Denver Broncos. Trevor and I are both high on them, I guess. Russell Wilson has something to prove. I think him with his chip on his shoulder is a force to be reckoned with. That's a well-rounded overall roster. Mind you, they've lost Tim Patrick for the year, and their receiving core is still top 10 to top 5. Regardless, they're a wonderful football team. The only thing that could hold them back is the rookie coach. How are him and Russell Wilson going to blend? We'll see. I think that's too much talent for them not to win at least 10 games. I like 12. 6th seed, the Baltimore Ravens. With Trevor and the fact that I think Lamar is going to ball out this year even more than what he did last year, carrying their Baltimore team to an 8-2 record before he started to feel the injuries and finally got hurt. This roster, when healthy, except from one position, which is the wide receiving core, is absolutely sensational. Barring maybe the secondary in the cornerback position, there's a little bit of age there. Marcus Peters coming out of a big injury. We'll see how he implements himself back in because he wasn't that big of a cover person before that. He was just one of those gamblers that he usually gambled right and will get those interceptions. Without him having maybe top tier speed like he used to, how useful will he be? We'll find out. But they do have a nice safety tandem, and drafting Kyle Hamilton in the back, they should be absolutely fine with John Harbaugh running everything. It should be good. That's 11 is his record. Just not enough talent, in my opinion, more than the Cincinnati Bengals. 7, surprise, New England Patriots. There's only one reason why I put them for 11 wins. It's because the AFC East, like I said, for Buffalo, has an insanely easy schedule. And the New England defense, albeit not going to be conventional that we normally see because they have like 20,000 safeties playing, I think they're going to be revolutionary enough to be able to carry the team the same way they did the year before. And I think this is an easier schedule than in 2021. Therefore, as bad as the offense is projected to be from everybody that breathes, I think they'll be good enough to squeak out 11 wins. But it's not going to be a meaningful 11 that they actually are a threat. No, they're going to get clapped. As you can see, you see the connections. They will be playing Cincinnati. They're going to get beat up by Cincinnati in the first round. So whatever. I obviously have Cleveland. After anybody who's paying attention to this, yes, yeah, I already went through the playoff teams for AFC, and you know what? I didn't say one team, and I know I'm gonna get killed for it, but I hope I do, because if that happens by December, I am going to be I'm gonna be unbearable. That's what I say. Anyway, 8 Cleveland Browns. I had them starting off like 3-6 or something like that. But then when Deshaun Watson inevitably comes back at week 12, I think, if he comes back. So this is, I know the NFL's not done. They're still gonna keep trying to take them out. But if they fail, I have them on this mean winning streak to the point where they wind up squeaking up 10 wins. I think as much as crap as I talked about Jacoby Brissett in the live show, this team has so much talent, and this team is safe enough with the 2 great running backs, if they still have Kareem Hunt by the time the season continues on, will be enough to let him as in Jacoby Brissett, play a role similar to what he played in Indianapolis, where he didn't have to do much at all. Just throw it there. Don't mess up. Let the running backs take care of it. Let Amari Cooper take care of it, and we'll score enough points for the defense to do what they do. So it's up to the defense, and I think they're going to be good. I have Myles Garrett as a candidate for a certain award, so they'll somehow squeak out 10 wins but miss the playoffs. Pittsburgh at 9. I'm not completely where I can see where Trevor sees why Pittsburgh's going to be bad, but I just got this gut feeling that Mike Tomlin and maybe Pickett isn't as bad as we think he is, because I kind of think he's going to start. It may not be so bad that they don't keep the Mike Tomlin over 500 win streak going. I think they're gonna keep it going. They did it last year, and I can't see a world where Kenny Pickett plays at least as good as Roethlisberger did last year, which he was like, a bottom 3 quarterback. So if he can play better than that, I don't see why they don't win 9 games. I'm going with that. The Raiders. Everybody likes the Raiders because of nice little acquisitions, but they still have no offensive line. They still have no secondary. Still have no linebackers like that. You know what I'm saying? Their running backs are still Josh Jacobs. They didn't pick up his option. Like you need those things to be competitive. And yeah, they got Chandler Jones. Yeah, they got Max Crosby. What about the interior? Are they gonna stop anything inside? Who they got? What is his name? Cleveland Farrell. You see, I'm surprised he's not gone like the rest of Mike Mayoc's picks. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like that's not a good roster, and then you gotta implement a new coach. That's like Derek Carr's 50th coach. He's like they're just to the point where he almost has as many new coaches as he does fingers at this point. It's getting ridiculous for this man. It's crazy. So 9 wins. McDaniels. This is like McDaniels' best season as a head coach, by the way, at 9-8. Hey, it's a step in the right direction. Now, here's the surprise. 11th seed at 9-8. I have the Los Angeles Chargers. People are like, what the fluff? I'm explaining to you why. Because everybody likes and falls in love with what they see on paper. Are you sure you have the right coach to put it all together? This guy last year led you to, what was that, the same record, right? 9-8 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because of all the stupidity he was doing. So just because you have more talent doesn't mean that's going to fix the stupidity that he was doing a year prior. Are you sure he's the coach that's going to bring it home? Again, the offense is all nice and fine and dandy, however, but they're a big play offense. I still haven't seen Justin Herbert make the necessary plays to win a certain games. You know what I mean? Like he could win shootouts. He'll throw the ball downfield, but when it gets nitty gritty, like against Kansas City in Thursday Night Football, he's gonna make the plays to completely win the game, because I didn't see the plays to win the game. I didn't personally. The games against New England Patriots last year, I didn't see him make the plays to win those games. You know what I'm saying? There's certain games where it starts to get rough, it starts the pressure starts to go up, and then he kind of doesn't perform the way certain people like Burrow does. And I'm not entirely convinced that he is going to be able to take this roster, as talented as it may be. Plus, there are other sides of the ball and defense specifically where the problems, although you got Khalil Mack, there's still problems in the interior defensive line and the linebacking core, in which you may not be able to give Justin Herbert enough time because you're getting ran on all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Again, everybody's falling in love with the paper team. Let's see if the paper team can make it a reality, and then maybe I'll give them more props by November or December. I don't care if they go 7-0. I can easily see them going 10-7 after going 7-0 because they got caught up on. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going with. Tennessee 8-9. Mike Vrabel was too good of a coach to me. He's in that Tomlin realm where I don't see that dude winning less than like 7 games. He's gonna find a way. They lost Harold Landry literally yesterday on Thursday, and that's easily their best pass rusher. Now it's just Jeffrey Simmons by himself. I don't know how they're going to get over that. That defense is going to be dumpster fire to me. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm going to put my trust in Mike Vrabel because that offense, unless Traylon Burks looks like AJ Brown, I don't know how they're going to do it, man. Miami Dolphins 8-9. Mind you, we are on the 13th seed, and 8-9 is still the record. That's how many good teams there are in the AFC. Miami Dolphins, there's too much new. It takes time for new to become good. And there's way too much new outside of the quarterback and outside the secondary on Miami Dolphins team. The Tyreek Hill is new. Their receiving core is basically all new outside of Jalen Waddle, who is a sophomore now. Their offensive line is new, and that doesn't mean that they're actually going to be good. Their running back core is new. They have like 3 new running backs and like Mostert and Chase Edmonds. There's so many new. There's new. It takes time for new to actually work out. So until I see them forming and gelling quickly, I don't see them having a great start, which will result in them having an 8-9 record to start off to finish off the season. I could see them going as far as like 2-7 before they go on like a little winning streak or something. Like that's what I see. Now we're getting to the bottom feeders in the AFC. The Houston Texans are 5-12 under Lovie Smith. Until I see Lovie Smith have an updated scheme, I don't see how they win any games like that. I give them 5 though, because I think Davis Mills actually is a real NFL quarterback. We're still questioning it, so we'll see. The New York Jets, similar to the Dolphins, there's a lot of new, and I'm not sure if Salah is the answer. We'll see about that. Because their schedule, I think, to start off, is like freaking brutal.
Their first 8 games is like literally like there's a murderous row of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could easily go 1-9 for their bye week. And again, we said it before. That it's. This team on paper looks like, hey, they're much improved. I think the Jet fans would appreciate, even though they lose these games, they're competitive. At least they're not the
100%
garbage you saw the last 4 years from them. So yeah, at least, and I think also with Zach Wilson not playing the first 3 games,
that helps. They're starting Flacco as a joke.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, exactly. And now your 16th seed, your last place team on the AFC, no surprise, and the streak will continue for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are an embarrassment. I don't care what nobody tells me. Until that GM Trent Balk is their GM, they're never going to do anything. I don't care what anyone tells me. And it's funny how people really giving Doug Peterson, the credit. Like you know what he was doing the last time. He was
we know what he was doing.
Yeah, right then. That's all I gotta say.
But we're not gonna go there because
come on now, because that was actually kind of a scandal at the end of the 2020 season.
It definitely was.
So,
and another thing is, I mentioned Jacksonville again. Yeah, I have Jacksonville at least 3rd overall. This is ridiculous. How many top 5 picks do you guys need? It seems that y'all can get all these top 5 picks and still find a way to screw it up and just be bad. I don't care. I'm gonna go with this scenario we said a couple of years ago on the show, where they need to give owners performance reviews as far as how they build their teams from within and how it affects on the football field. There should be no reason whatsoever, even though this would never happen because the owner would never let it happen. If you cannot get your team within at least in the right direction where you're competing, then they should make yourself a team. We don't need garbage like that in the league.
I would say if you have like 3 top 3 picks in a 5-year span, you gotta go.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's horrible. It's terrible.
I'm not saying playoffs. There's 3 top 3 picks. If you're in the top 3 times in a 5-year span, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah. All right. I mean, continue on. Yeah. Now the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers first seed at 13-4. This roster is beautiful to me, and I even like their pickups on the secondary and the cornerback positions to be exact, like with Jadarius Ward, for example. I think they're going to be a good team. I think finally a healthy football team. That's the big word, the H word for them. Healthy.
Yes.
I think with them finally being healthy, they're going to show everybody that they should have been and what as they were in 2019, the best team in the NFL. We'll see how that goes. Second seed. Tom Brady led Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's Tom Brady. I do believe that roster is probably the worst it's been since Brady got there. However, this division is not very good. This conference is not very good. So they will find, even if they may not look good doing it, they're going to win all these football games under Tom Brady with Julio Jones, with Chris Godwin, probably healthy. We'll see. With Mike Evans, who I believe had a hamstring issue already, and it didn't even start yet. And with, I keep forgetting this kid's name from the Falcons, Russell Gage. He has a great receiving core. He'll be fine. The Green Bay Packers, third seed with 13 if I have 13 and 4 teams in the NFC seeding. This defense, I think, is going to be the number one defense in the NFL. I think they're going to be carrying this football team for the first few weeks while Aaron Rodgers figures it out with all the kids he has playing at wide receiver. But if Romeo Dobbs and with Christian Watson really get the playbook going, which I believe they will, especially in this new age NFL, and especially in this scheme where it's basically run heavy anyway. You have AJ Dillon, you have Aaron Jones in the backfield kicking ass with this good offensive line with Bakhtiari playing. They're gonna be fine. There's just so much of this. Oh, they're gonna have receivers. They're not gonna be good. I'm sick of that crap. Stop. The Green Bay Packers will still be the Green Bay Packers, and the streak that LaFleur has with 13 wins a season will continue. That's 4 in a row, by the way. The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't have as many as Trevor with 13, but I do have them at 11 wins winning the NFC East. I like how this roster has been constructed. Again, there is a lot of new with them, especially on the defense, trying to get a little bit younger. However, I think they're in the right conference for that. I think they're in the right division for that. And they have a nice little run scheme based system where it gives the defense time to figure things out in game. So they're going to be dominating the time of possession. Jalen Hurts going to be able to do what he does, make magic, and with a new receiving toy, he should be fine with AJ Brown. Him and them hopefully will have some, and then maybe Dallas Goedert maybe stop dropping the ball too, and he'll actually be good. So besides that, I think they're going to be easily winning 11 games. The Los Angeles Rams, I have them also 11 and 6 with the 5th seed because there are reports about Matthew Stafford with an interesting little elbow problem, and that scares the crap out of me. I also think this roster is a little overrated. People think they swear that they're like a top roster. I don't think they're that. I think San Francisco has a better roster. You know what I'm saying? I think Green Bay has a better roster outside of the wide receiving core. I think the other teams have better rosters than them. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the AFC. Oh my god. So I think they're gonna be a little bit of a drop off, but they're still gonna be a top team, a top contender, kicking ass. Just not 13 wins, much more like 11. It don't matter as long as they get to the dance. That's all that matters at the end of the day. The Dallas Cowboys have them 10 and 7 with a 6 seed. I don't like this team. However, with this, they do have still haven't even though they have been depleted, but they still have enough talent to win 10 games overall. This is probably their best case scenario to me, though. I think this is going to happen for them. They still have the New York Giants twice and the Washington team twice. Who Washington, they just know how to put 50 on them. So those are 2 free wins right there alone. They still got Dak, who I like. I think Dak is a good player as long as he stays healthy. Because I'm convinced that he wasn't playing healthy for the last half of the season last year. I think ever since that Denver game, I think he was hurt, had a calf injury or something. So he'll be healthy. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is going to be a great number 1 receiver. They'll be fine for the most part. Yeah, they're still going to score. Mike McCarthy knows how to get people to score. He's just not that good of a coach. But he does know how to get his offenses to score points. So that's not going to change. And that's what you need most of the time for regular season.
Which that's what the Cowboys are for the most part.
Yeah. Team. Once you get in a playoff season, they're going to get punk kicked. Yeah, they are. It's fine. Whatever. 7th seed. Surprise. I actually somehow managed to go through the games every week. This is how I did it. I went to this website, the playoffpredictors.com. I went and picked every game. Not for the team, for the schedule. And I picked every game, and Detroit came out with the playoff berth at 9 and 8. This is actually a pretty decent roster. I won't say good roster, but they're a decent roster. This is the time where a team that you won't see coming actually makes the playoffs for this specific conference. So with Jared Goff, as much as we killed Jared Goff, I don't know if you guys remember, there are years in like 2017, 2018, where he actually plays well. Jared Goff looks like a good quarterback. Not number 1 pick, but a good quarterback. I love me some DeAndre Swift running with that top 10 offensive line that they got in front of him. T.J. Hockenson might emerge to be a top 5 tight end this year. They have the rookie Aiden Hutchinson, which I think is going to be a really, really good player and really bolster that pass rush, which is what they need. and we got tests for a Warrior, their corner. I think that's their cornerback one, and Okuda, who was the 3rd overall pick a few years ago. If he's able to do something this year, it's his 3rd year. He came in when the Patricia and Darius Slay fights was happening, so he came in at the wrong time after coming off from injury and had no shot. So this is his, I think, his first real chance to actually prove that he is worth he's worth being a top 5 pick that he is. And I think he'll show up. I think this team is going to get it together with Dan Campbell. I love me some Dan Campbell, man. And he's going to find a way to get this team 9 wins or so and get in the postseason. I like it. All right, now let's speed through the rest. Minnesota 8-9. They're Minnesota. Their defense is negative. I don't like any players they have in their defense. I don't like their offensive line that much. I think they're going to be able to score points though, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And this is also Kirk Cousins and the Vikings not doing anything that matters. So no, I don't like it. 8-9 sounds about right. They're Minnesota. 7-10 from New Orleans Saints. I don't. If Sean Payton was their coach, I will flip that number around. But it's Dennis Allen. Nah, I'm good. This is an aging defense. This is an aging offensive line. But I do love the rookie receiver in Chris Olave. He's my favorite player off the draft, and I think he's going to kick ass with Jameis Winston. Now, will Jameis Winston kick ass? We'll find out. But I know that receiver will. And we'll see what's going on with Michael Thomas because I know he had a little bit danged up in preseason. But those two do some things. I'm excited to see. But 7-10 for now. Same thing with the Washington Commanders. Almost got their name. Carson Wentz, you're going to get Jekyll and Hyde. So there's going to be games where you should be winning and then he throws a pick 6. And there's going to be games where he's going to throw for 400 yards. Against the Indianapolis Colts. Throws 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they win 38-7.
Of course he would do that. Of course he would do that. Of course he would do that against them.
Yeah. Watch. It's going to happen. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it at September 2nd. He is going to blow out the Indianapolis Colts because they do play this year. He's going to do it.
I'm pretty sure.
Because of Jim Irsay talking that crap about him. Watch.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear me rant on this show this season about this guy. Just yeah, it's gonna happen.
Watch. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. But other than that, I have to see if the secondary gels. Their defensive line is beautiful. That's gonna remain the same. Their line, although they miss a little bit of pieces, I think they're gonna be a good line. Their running back stuff is acting kind of quick. I'm hearing that Antonio Gibson ain't really that good in preseason, and he might get beat up by a rookie. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll find out. They drafted a rookie, forget his name, the receiver that no one heard of. I don't know if that's going to work out, but they got Scary Terry, so that's all they need. The Arizona Cardinals 5-12 at the 11th seed. That defensive back roster is bad, bro. I don't like any of the players they got. Losing Chandler Jones to me is huge because JJ Watt is ancient. So I don't know if he's going to be able to give you any JJ Watt magic or even stay on the football field. Pretty he does, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to stay on that field doing anything. I don't like without DeAndre Hopkins, I haven't seen him score points. I don't like it. That's 6 games too much. You know what I mean? I'm off. The Seattle Seahawks. As much as we destroyed Pete Carroll in this podcast the last 3 years, that 5 win is because of Pete Carroll. I think he's gonna at least get them that. But then no more than that. With that quarterback situation, no. The New York Football Giants. That Daniel Jones train is over. They're gonna start getting the stink, the Dave Gettleman stink out of this team. They're already started doing that. They're gonna do that more. Daniel Jones is gonna be next on the list. I kind of agree that Tyrod Taylor is going to see more time in this team than people think. I agree with Trevor on that. But hey, Kayvon Thibodeau, I think is gonna be good. So
yeah,
I think it's gonna be good.
Steve's still being healthy. Yeah, I think, like I said, with the exception of, I thought Evan Neal was going to be good, but he's kind of still struggling. But we'll see how he goes from there. Hopefully, but they got 2 first-round picks who legitimately could have been the more overall pick.
Yeah,
both of them. And you got them at 5 and 7. That's incredible value.
It's not going to show off. Carolina Panthers at 3-14. That may look insane, but I trust y'all. Go look at their schedule between the weeks of I think 4 and 10. Dude, they have a gauntlet with a subpar roster. I promise you that it's not as crazy as you look. Really look at that schedule. Oh my goodness. I'll pull it for you right now, but I don't waste any more of your time. Because we got a lot more to go through. But dude, it's insane. San Fran, Tampa, like the Bengals. They played so many crazy teams in that stretch. I don't see how they win any of them with this subpar roster. I don't like their offensive line. I think their defense isn't as good as they showed last year, and it's going to get exposed because they're going to play better teams now. Their receiving, they can catch a ball last year. They're going to catch balls now. We'll find out. I mean, of course, a lot of that has to do with Sam Darnold and those other garbage quarterbacks. And I like Baker, and I really wish Baker well. But the minute he traded here, I didn't like it. I don't think it's gonna be enough for him to turn this around. He's not good enough to turn it around. The Atlanta Falcons, same record at 3-14. They're way more garbage, than Carolina Panthers, and they have a similar schedule. So yeah, they didn't gonna do anything. I don't want to talk about that. And my number one overall pick, the Chicago Bears, because they don't like Justin Fields. I don't think I've ever felt worse for an athlete more than I feel for Justin Fields. This roster is just a negative. And then they give him a defensive coach too. So he doesn't have a real offensive person to help him out. This kid has been left to dry. All he has is Darnell Mooney, which is a nice player. But
yeah, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough.
I feel very bad for him, and he's going to get absolutely demolished. I pray for you. The Chicago Bears will be my number one overall pick. They are going to leave this kid to go high and dry. All right, we're going to do our playoff format. This is my playoff list right here, as hopefully you are seeing in the screen, because this is our first time kind of doing it like this. So that's why I'm very questionable. But here's mine right here. So it's going to go from left to right, how we read in the United States of America. So we have, in other countries you read right to left. I'm just saying.
I know.
So we have the Broncos and Colts. I'll go through it very quickly. I picked the Denver Broncos to go into Indianapolis and beat them in a 5-4 matchup. I think Broncos are a better roster than them. Ravens going to Chiefs. I think that's a little bit too much for the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's going to be a closer game than we're not used to seeing. I will pick the Chiefs to win that one at Arrowhead. Then we have the number one seed Bills going against the Broncos. I think the Broncos going to ride that fire and go into Buffalo and actually beat the Bills, who might be a little subpar in that game, just based off, we number one seed.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. We want to see Kansas City. We want to see Kansas City because Kansas City's on the other side of the bracket, and then they forget that Denver Broncos are just as good, or if not better, than the Kansas City Chiefs, and they slip one and lose in the first round. Sorry, Tommy. Wink. Anyway, the Kansas City Chiefs will be going to Cincinnati, and there's going to be a new narrative about Burrow being the owner of the Patrick Mahomes Express. I have the Cincinnati Bengals beating for a third time, or fourth. I don't remember what I put in the thing, but the second time in the playoffs. That's the fact. Burrow beating.
So this will be the fourth time
Mahomes again.
The fourth straight time. And your prediction?
I don't know if I put them to win in the regular season. That's why.
So at least 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4.
Yeah. And the Denver Broncos will be going to Cincinnati. This was the toughest game, I think, out of this whole bracket. I had no idea who to pick in this game. It was very difficult. So I will admit my bias took over a little bit, and I picked Burrow. So we're going to have that little Cinderella, not Cinderella, more that redemption story that we lost. The only reason we lost last year because my line sucks. My line's fixed, so I'm winning. I'm going to go with that. Okay, now, before we go to the Super Bowl, so the AFC representative, even though you see it on the screen, will be the Cincinnati Bengals. For the NFC, this will go much faster. The Rams are better than the Eagles. Done. The Packers own the Cowboys, and they're better. Done. The 49ers host the Rams. The 49ers usually have owned the Rams the entire time. Kyle Shanahan owns McVay. It'll continue. The 49ers, to me, are a better team anyway. They're going to beat the Rams. Buccaneers, Tom Brady. No. Aaron Rodgers doesn't win those games. He's done. 49ers, Buccaneers was tough. This one was hard. But I ultimately went with Tom Brady and went the experienced quarterback. I like the 49ers roster more, but I think this is where you're gonna see Trey Lance completely exposed, and he gets destroyed by that defense of the Buccaneers. So we're gonna have Burrow versus Brady for the Super Bowl. And I said this earlier, I'm not the biggest fan of the Buccaneers roster completely, especially with some of the injuries they've suffered, especially on the offensive side, offensive line. So I went with Burrow to win the Super Bowl. So screw it. This is what my predictions came up with. I trusted purely on my predictions. So I want Burrow to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's not getting a ridiculous 8-3. He'll stay with a 7, at least for now, because we know he ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So, yeah, we're back. So, yeah, that's my full-on playoff predictions and regular predictions.
Okay. We're going to start off, I'm going to go by rounds. Okay?
Yep, right here.
So we'll start off with the AFC wildcard round. I have the Bills finally beating their fathers. They finally, but they'll be in Buffalo when the Chiefs at the 7th seed.
Okay, I'm failing, whatever.
Yeah. You'll have, the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs in the wild card round. Finally, this will be a very emotional game for everybody that we finally beat them. Finally got over the hump and beat them. So that means they figure that, hey, with them beating that, they feel like, hey, we can make another Super Bowl run. So I have the Bills beating Kansas City at Buffalo. I have the Baltimore Ravens beating the Broncos in Denver. I think
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly 10 years ago, that's exactly what happened.
I have the Chargers beating the Colts in Indianapolis. I think the Colts will be one and done because their division
You got the Chargers winning a playoff game.
Yes. Justin
You're
Herbert.
You're going to make fun of when he sees it.
I know. Justin Herbert to win a playoff game. First playoff game he will win, which is good. You know?
Bro did first.
Yeah. And on the NFC side, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Vikings at home. The Eagles beating the Cowboys in Philadelphia, and Green Bay beating the 49ers at home at Green Bay. Mm-hmm. In my divisional round, I have the Bills and the Chargers. I have the Bills beating the Chargers, and the Bills going to the AFC Championship game for the second time in 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have the Bengals beating the Ravens in the round 3 AFC North matchup for the third time, which to me, I don't know. To me, we play a team 3 times. It just hits different, especially it hits different.
It does.
So, especially since, the Bengals said, all right, fine, this is our redemption tour as well. We're trying to. The Ravens have been pretty much dominating this division the last 5 years or so. As they say, listen, we the Kings now. You can go do us now. So I figure, Cincinnati will beat Baltimore in that series and go to the AFC Championship game, back-to-back AFC Championship game appearances. This time they'll be hosting next week. Hosting against Buffalo. Oh no. Okay, what else? The Rams. I have the Rams beating the Packers in Los Angeles. The Rams were my number 1 seed. So
apparently that Chuck didn't agree with you. Apparently.
Yeah, the Rams beating the Packers at home in LA. And to me, this will be another big game where the game gets tough. And to me, I feel that the Aaron Rodgers will once again fall again in the divisional round. Just to me, he'll be well. He did win a championship, but the last 11 isn't counting. He's the bridesmaid, never the bride. Unfortunately.
Wow. I never heard that one before.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that's the story of Aaron Rodgers the last 11 years. And I have the Buccaneers beating the Eagles in Tampa Bay, going back to the AFC Championship game again. So my conference championship games for the AFC, I have the Bills and the Bengals in Cincinnati, and the Bills finally get past the monkey on the back and go back to the Super Bowl for the first time in almost 30 years. They go in there in the jungle in Cincinnati. Probably gonna be loud and ruckus because they can feel it again. And that this is their first AFC Championship game in Cincinnati. I think almost maybe longer than that, maybe ever. I think I'm not too sure. Maybe ever.
I'm not sure either. I can fact check that really quick.
We fact check. I think it's ever or I think once since
I'm gonna check right now. I got you right now.
But I had the Bills going in there and beating them and going to this first Super Bowl in over 30 years. And in the NFC Championship game, the Rams' quest to go back to the Super Bowl will end there. As again, I just can't count out Tom. See, last year, the Rams got lucky in the last one last year. And I think this is revenge for Tom Brady. Says, nope, not this time. Tom Brady beats the Rams in the NFC Championship game and goes to the Super Bowl, where Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, the Buccaneers and the Bills. The Bills are right there. They can taste it. Imagine the Bills in the Super Bowl playing against an arch foe that has been signing their thorn for 2 decades. They finally get over the hump and get to the Super Bowl. They meet their arch nemesis, and they're right there. And then, in the words of my good friend Frank Costanza, they stop short.
1989 was the last time they were. So the both times when the AFC Championship game, they hosted it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the last year was the first time they weren't away.
Yes, stop short. The Bills lose to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and the Buccaneers win their second championship in 3 years, and Tom Brady wins his ridiculous 8th championship. It sounds crazy thinking about it, but hey, 0-5 for 0-5 for Buffalo.
8 rings.
Yeah.
8. He almost have enough to cover. He's really trying to catch up to Bill Russell, huh?
And that'll be his 11th Super Bowl appearance. He literally tied the Patriots for the most by himself for the most appearances in a Super Bowl ever.
How many championships has Bill Russell been in? 13? 12, 13?
13 appearances, 11 rings. Yeah. I'm telling you, at this point, Tom Brady is being compared to other greats in other sports. That's how ridiculous this is. It's ridiculous.
But I think he's gonna have 8 rings. I can't talk about him losing. To me, we'll have his 11th appearance to lose.
Now, if you guys remember, last season, this was my Super Bowl prediction. Last season, with Buffalo actually beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
I think mine was Tom Brady winning against Buffalo last year. Yes. That was mine last year.
Yeah, so yeah, it's crazy.
That's wow.
Insane.
What's kind of dude? I don't.
Now, please,
I'll just sit there and be like.
Now, I guarantee some of y'all that's probably laughing at me saying, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, maybe, but hey, if you guys think,
I think they're gonna like yours way more than like mine.
We would love to hear from you guys.
Mine doesn't have the Los Angeles Chargers in it, so I'm a dumbass according to them. I'm sure
the Chargers. I mean,
that's everybody's darling.
I mean, that's yes.
Just when everybody's darling goes far, it usually doesn't happen. So I'm just saying, we'll see, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. You thought it was over? It's not over.
No.
Sorry, guys. Nah, we got awards, which will go fast, and we have a top 10 quarterback list. We're gonna share with you too. We'll do exactly what we did last time. We'll go with you again.
Yes. Okay. For my awards, now, again, usually Warren likes to do like the top 3 people in each category, and then you go to see if not, if who will win out of all 3 of them. I'm not gonna straight to the point. So my MVP for this year, I have Lamar. I'm gonna stay firm with it. I've been saying this since the end of last year. I said this is gonna be a redemption tour for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is gonna win his second MVP. I think, like I said, and he would have won it last year if he didn't get hurt last year. In my opinion, he would have won it last year
if he would have kept on.
If he kept on playing how he was playing, and then they wouldn't have gotten hurt. I truly believe he would have won it last year. But I think this redemption tour and with the hunger he's gonna face, saying that how they remember they were 8-3 before he got hurt, before everything fell apart. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC before he got everything went the shit. So this is gonna be a redemption tour for him, and he's gonna play angry, and you're gonna see an explosive Lamar Jackson, and I think he's gonna win the MVP this year. My offensive player of the year, of course, the touchdown machine, Jonathan Taylor. Come on, he's everyone's favorite fantasy darling, literally number 1 pick in every single fantasy draft that I've been in so far. I've been in 3 so far this year, 3, and he was number 1 in literally every single last one of those.
You're in 3 of them? Why?
I just couldn't say no. I couldn't say no, honestly. I'm gonna regret it.
I know.
I'm gonna regret this immediately. I'm gonna regret this, but yeah,
you definitely are gonna regret it.
But yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor.
You know what I don't regret?
What?
Stopping. It was one of the best things I've ever done.
Yes, Jonathan Taylor to me is gonna be, but I'm gonna continue his role from last year. Best player of the year. I think he goes back to back. Offensive player of the years. My defensive player of the year is gonna go to Micah Parsons. This man is literally in his second year. It's literally going to be a man amongst. Well, he's a boy amongst men, but he's going to be he's gonna prove to us that he belongs in this league. And one of the bright spots in this Cowboy defense, I think he's going to be a complete force to be reckoned with. He's a linebacker, which is insane. But yeah, I like that one. My offensive rookie of the year, Chris Olave for New Orleans Saints. I really, really like, just like Juan, I really like him. I think he's going to be really, really good, especially with James Winston. Especially trying to come back from his injury last year. I like to see the connection between the two. I see how that goes. I like Chris Olave a lot. My defensive rookie of the year is going to be Aiden Hutchinson from Detroit. I like him a lot. I think he's going to help. He's going to really how can I say it? I think it's going to be really good. I think he's definitely going to help this Detroit defense exceed a lot. I have them winning 9 games. He'll be a part of it. Probably like 11 and 12 sacks next year, which is for rookies.
For rookie is amazing.
It's amazing. So 11, 12 sacks. Even he gets like 9 or 10, that still be very impressive, especially with the team is built right now. So yeah, it's pretty good. He may have put his in, but my comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I didn't put that in mine. My bad.
Is James Winston. They were 5-2 before he got hurt, and then the Saints just went straight to hell because Taysom Hill can only do so much. Yeah. Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Trevor Siemian.
Ugh, garbage. Hey, but they got rid of Ian Book though. They got rid of him though, so
whatever.
He's a bum. Anyway, so I think that he's gonna bounce back. He's gonna bounce back. Play well. He has got accustomed to the offense when he was there in the 7 games he was there. So I think that with him there, they're gonna be very competitive. Even though they have an aging defense, I still think that he's able to. I don't want to say matured. I do feel that after the laser surgery he got in his eyes, that
LASIK, Jameis.
Yeah, I do feel that he was playing well. Just injuries sucks, and he's a little bit more better with his vision. So who knows? Maybe we'll do something there. I think he's gonna have a really good year next year. Help the Saints be competitive. It's not gonna mean much because I'm in the playoffs. And then my coach of the year, Zach Taylor. A year ago, was in the hot seat a year ago to taking this team to the Super Bowl, which no one saw coming. And now to do it again and to have, in my predictions, take it to another deep run in the playoffs, Zach Taylor should definitely see some consideration for the coach of the year. But it was really a toss up for me. The toss up was either with him or McDermott, but I ultimately gave it to what's the guy? Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor.
You know he's not very popular, right?
Okay.
Because no, I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, listen.
Because that's going to change this.
It has to. Listen, I know the media likes going things by popularity. Listen, at the end of the day, he's producing. His team is buying into him, and it's short. And the results are there. If, like I said, if they are able to maintain, when they go by our predictions, how they're going to be really, really good this year, yeah, I can see you give it to him. All right.
See, I'm a punk compared to Trevor, and I didn't put one person. I put 3 possible candidates. I do this every year. This is like the 3rd year we're doing this. I do this all the time. So my MVP is going to be between Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen will have the best record in the NFL. Usually when that happens and their offense will be the reason most likely why they got to that point, he will have monster numbers, maybe over 4,800 yards, maybe over 35 touchdowns. You know, he will be the driving force as to why they will get as far as they did, hence why you're going to get the consideration. Joe Burrow is the 2nd best record in AFC with very similar stuff. He's more likely going to have the 48 to 5,000, like, you know how quarterbacks are nowadays. Now, Joe with that 5K, he will be around the same things. If those are going to be the top 2 seeds, they'll be fighting for the MVP spot. And Mahomes, since everybody thinks he has the worst receiving core outside of Green Bay, if he does what I think he's going to do in our predictions and win 12 games with that team, he's more 100% going to hack a prediction. And I feel like he'll probably win it out of everybody else, to be honest, depending on the stats are. Offensive Player of the Year. Tom Brady has been throwing for like 5,000 yards every year since he's been to Tampa Bay. That will not stop. And watch him throw for like 55 touchdowns. You got to beat Peyton Manning somehow. And mind you, he's not playing. But you got to beat that record. Watch him get 56 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised. Travis Kelce, he's more than likely going to have... He's going to be the driving force of that offense who's going to be catching the ball from Patrick Mahomes. So he can probably get 1,400. Again, I think he's done already 1,500 at like 30, whatever he is. He's getting pretty old up there. And he's still getting like 1,450 and like 14 touchdowns. That's insane. And Lamar Jackson. Even though I don't have him winning as much games as the rest of the guys, I do think he has the capabilities of getting like 3,500 yards and 1,500 rushing yards for 5,000 total yards, which I think has never been done before by like not even close. He can probably pull that off. If he pulls that off, he definitely will win Offensive Player of the Year. It'd be insanity. Defensive Player of the Year. I have Nick Bosa. I, again, absolutely love the San Francisco roster. I think he is primed to make a huge comeback because he hasn't been hitting the way he was hitting since his rookie year. I think he will be in prime to maybe even lead the league in sacks with at least 20. I think he'll do that with a good defense. Jair Alexander, I think he'll be the best player in the Packers defense, who I think will be the #1 defense. So it doesn't matter how many picks he gets. I think he'll be driving force. He'll be making a quarterback average like freaking 40 passer rating while they try and throw at him. Stuff like they're gonna have stats probably similar to Stephon Gilmore when he won it in 2019. I think he'll do that. And Myles Garrett, because he's always gonna have 20 sacks no matter what happens. And the media likes sacks, so he'll have like 21, 22. It's the media, they like that crap. So. Rookie of the Year, I have Chris Olave. I think he's going to be the best receiver coming out of this draft. I'm going to say that right now. And I think him and James is going to have nice synergy, and he's going to watch him kill and get his 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, right? And he'll wind up eventually becoming the #1 receiver in that Saints team. I have a surprise in Kenny Pickett. Based on my predictions, they were going to win 9 games in my predictions. Therefore, he will have to play at least adequate in order for that to happen. And since he's a quarterback, they usually like that for the most part. Yeah, Mac Jones was like second, I think, in Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. And his stats weren't amazing or anything like that. But I think Kenny Pickett will maybe have something to prove. And I have Sky Moore here because Travis Kelce can't be the only one catching passes from Mahomes, so it has to be somebody else. And I think that rookie will do some damage down in Kansas City with Andy Reid. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson. I really like Trevor's point in him getting about 10 to 12 sacks. That'll be absolutely insane. I think he's going to really, really help and revolutionize the pass rush of Detroit. Trent McDuffie. Everybody kind of overlooked him in the draft, and I think he's going to show people in Kansas City why. I don't like Steve Spagnuolo. I don't think he's a horrible defense coordinator in my opinion, but I still think he has enough talent to really help that secondary, and him and the Darius Sneed doing some damage with the cornerback position.
Sort of the live show we did for the draft, we were really pissed that we passed on him, and the Chiefs got him, especially since that was our pick that we traded away. So.
And Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't like the Giants this year, but I think he is an extremely talented defensive end, and I think he's going to end up getting like 9 to 10 sacks too. It will be one of the reasons why anybody should watch a Giants game. He'll be it.
Incredible value at number 5 pick overall.
Coach of the Year, Sean McDermott, who had the best record in the NFL, so you automatically get consideration for that. Dan Campbell, every voter likes stories, and the fact that he will bring Detroit a possible playoff berth, and my prediction he won't bring him a playoff berth, he'll be considered and probably even win it. It doesn't matter how 9-9 wins. The fact he got that franchise to the playoffs, stop.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
That's what happened 2 years ago when Cleveland made the playoffs. They gave what's his face the coach of the year. So, and Nick Sirianni, they won like 9 games last year.
Yes.
9 to 11, but they won a division under him. I think he'll have consideration. That's the Eagles coach, by the way. I think he'll get consideration into transforming the team from the depths that they basically were back in 2020 and turn them into a double-digit win playoff contender. I think he'll get consideration for that, too. If Detroit doesn't win it, he might win it. You know what I mean? So, top 10 quarterback to send you guys home with a little bit of something to talk about. I think mine is a bit standard for the most part, except one player, and I know everybody's going to kill him because everybody hates one player for some reason, but I will get to him. So I got Mahomes #1 because he's Patrick Mahomes. He had a bad year last year, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. So I have Tom Brady second because he's Tom Brady and probably should have won MVP last year, but
should have.
Yeah, so he's number 2. Aaron Rodgers, he won the MVP 2 years straight, so as much as he cries, he's still one of the best players in the NFL. Has not changed. Josh Allen, number 4, is because the top 2 guys were MVP candidates the last 2 seasons. He was too, but they were higher than him. And you gotta beat Mahomes more often, B. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm gonna put him at 4th, even though he is sensational. And every team that is not the Chiefs, that's not the Buccaneers, and that's not the Packers, and the next person wants Josh Allen as the quarterback. Speaking of 5, the other team that doesn't want him because they have Joe Burrow, who just went to the Super Bowl with a sub-adequate roster. Do I say so myself? Yeah. Next, Justin Herbert. He has probably the best deep throw in the NFL, and it might be by far. We'll see what Russell Wilson has to say about that because it used to be him. He throws some pretty ass passes, dude. And dude really reads the deep field well. I'm waiting for him to have the full package in terms of reading the short game and knowing when to take what he's supposed to take if the deep ball's not there. I want to see him do that. Russell Wilson, although he missed about half the season last year, he did finish the season pretty strong. He still is Russell Wilson, and he has a nice, adequate receiving core and nice, adequate team to back him up, unlike what he had the last 7 years in disgusting Seattle. I think he'll do that. Matthew Stafford, he just won the Super Bowl. He had an amazing game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's it, though. He's 8th because he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and that's basically it. Because if you guys remember the last 2 months of the season, he was dog shit. So, but we'll see what happens. I put him down respect from winning the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, he really impressed me last season. I was on his bandwagon all last year, made a complete 180 because he showed me what I always want to see, if he can put a team on his back and do what he does. And that's exactly what he did. So he's 9th on my list, and I rate he's going to kick ass this year. Now, the name that everybody's going to be laughing at me about. I'm going to be fun of a lot for this show. Derek Carr. I don't know what it is with people that swear that this guy's not good. I want you to give me a list of 7 quarterbacks. I'm going to give you 7, that's a lot of people, to show me that they can do what that bastard did last year in his jail-ridden team, where all his important players and coach either went to jail or got kicked out of the damn league. He still made the playoffs. Mind you, his team allowed 50 on Kansas City twice, and those are 2 bad losses. Still made the playoffs. Who's doing that? Who? Ain't gonna be like the person we put in their list. All right, here's the difference. The difference is that we actually seen him do it, and half the people who are in this list, we haven't seen him do that because they haven't been in that situation yet. Hopefully they won't. I don't wish a situation he went through on anyone, but he showed us, at least as much as Lamar showed us, that he can take a team and put them on his back and actually make the playoffs. He did it. You cannot take that away from him. And he was like a play away and a weird whistle. Remember that touchdown whistle on the playoff game away from actually beating the defending AFC champions before they were the defending AFC champions. I fail to understand why he doesn't get the respect he deserves. And I fail to understand why you would ridicule me, because I know you will, on putting Derek Carr as high as he should be. But whatever.
Well, if you want to ridicule him, you're definitely going to ridicule me in this one. You definitely are.
It made no sense. That dude get no freaking respect. He don't get respect from his own fans, bro. You really look at Raiders chats.
He has a different offensive coordinator every single
coach
year.
Every year. It's insane, but he gets no respect. It's absolutely insanity. I don't understand people, man. I really don't. He deserves more respect.
Okay.
Go nuts, man.
I'm actually glad that's like that, because the last 2 is going to piss people off. All right, number 1.
Oh, I've noticed. Okay. I'll scroll down when you get to that.
That was totally unintentional, but good job.
Yeah.
My number 1 is Tom.
I'll take the credit.
Number 1 is Tom Brady. First of all, Tom Brady was ranked number 1 amongst his peers as the best player in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He was. And I'm going to go with that, too. Tom Brady is 44 years old.
Again, like you said, probably should have been MVP.
Yeah, should have been MVP last year. And he's going to take his team to a deep playoff run again.
That's what we both have.
Yeah, so he's number 1 in my eyes. And should be in yours, but, I hate this. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Like Juan said, and what we all seen, his season, for his standards, he had a horrible season.
A good way, I should have said that.
For his standards, he had a terrible season. You know what I'm saying? So now with the adversity going on, with the people talking about, hey, Tyreek Hill's going. Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is going to bounce back, and yeah, I think he's going to light up the regular season and say who? Says Tyreek Hill who? Sky Moore. Got you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see about that. Number 3, Josh Allen. Now, in the show before, I said that I will take Josh Allen to lead my team to lead my
our all 22 draft.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen it, that's on that should be on the podcast feed, and it's definitely on YouTube also.
Yes, I have him number 3. Josh Allen is just absolutely incredible. He gets better and better every year, and it's going to be amazing how he's able to,
see if he could be 2020 again, because he was not as good last year.
No, I mean, for me at least, like, listen, this team doesn't go anywhere without him. He's not in the team.
Oh, there's no question about that.
This team's terrible, but
I don't know about that.
I don't mean terrible. This team is not the world beaters that the media is trying to portray them as, oh, you know what I'm saying, whatever. They'll probably be, if anything, without, yeah, not Josh Allen. No, Josh Allen's number 3 in my list. Aaron Rodgers number 4. They probably thinking, why is Allen over Rodgers for? Again, I'm going strictly on what have you done for me lately. And Aaron Rodgers, again, the bridesmaid, but never the bride, lately. And honestly speaking, he was much of a diva during the off seasons, or kind of called it against him, saying, "Yeah, you literally held your franchise at ransom, at hostage for half the off season." So yeah, kind of sucks. As Coach Tulio would say, character matters.
Coach Tulio.
Yeah. Number 5, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is finally in the best scenario he's been in since
he was drafted.
Since he's drafted, and it's probably going to have in a more comfortable situation since Super Bowl 49.
Since he was drafted.
Since Super Bowl 49. So, yeah, he has a great team, great roster. He finally has an offensive line that can protect them for once, and he has a plethora of receivers that he can throw the ball to. I think this Broncos team is going to be very dangerous, and people need to watch out for them. Number 6, Joe Burrow, the savior of the Cincinnati Bengals. Burrocks. Like I said, Joe Burrow, after coming back from that injury from the year before and putting the team on his back, now with a better roster, offensive line that can finally protect him, sky's the limit for that guy. Number 7, Justin Herbert. I have him in my predictions winning a playoff game. Which is great. If you're a San Diego Chargers fan, if you're a Los Angeles Chargers fan, you're probably happy. I mean, if you are a Los Angeles Chargers fan, think what I said.
What, like the 20%?
If you are LA Chargers fan.
Of people that are?
Yeah, if you are. But Joe Burrow is good, and yeah, I feel him getting better. And if my prediction is correct, you know, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC West too. Number 8, Lamar Jackson. The only reason why I have him a little bit lower is because of the injuries and stuff like that. And I think it will make for a great redemption story. Number 8 in my rankings go over to the MVP, and I think.
Ready?
Hold on, I'm almost there. And I think that he's my MVP for this year if everything goes well and whatever.
Yeah, but for right now, he's 8. He might be 1 when we do this again in January.
Now, number 9 is Dak Prescott.
Oh, damn it. I went too much.
Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott, even though, again, this team is very depleted. They depleted. I'm going by strictly on what my standings were. And I think that
I did the same thing.
Yeah, I think that he's gonna be decent enough. Where if you think about it, if you really think about it, honestly speaking, even not even thinking about the prediction right now, you can name. I give you a top 10 list, right? Chances are a lot of people's lists, unless you're a Cowboy fan, because that kind of being a Cowboy fan, you might put Prescott number 9 or 10 in some lists. I mean, you could. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but you could. You could sneak him up in there. And number 10. Kirk Cousins. Now, I went specifically on my standings.
I feel like you forgot about Matthew Stafford, I'm not going to lie. Or you just don't like him. I don't know which one.
I didn't say Matthew Stafford. I didn't say
You don't like Matthew Stafford?
I just don't. I don't like Matthew Stafford. Not as a player. Not as a person. I just feel that.
No, that never happens here. We don't talk about people. We talk about the player, not the person.
I just feel like, Matthew Stafford to me is like, it's like literally everything. Everything's like, how can you mess that up where you pretty much have a built team around you? It's like, okay, how can you possibly mess that up? So to me, it's like, whatever.
Okay.
It has to be some type of level of difficulty.
Okay. All right.
So, Kirk Cousins.
I think it's funny.
Kirk Cousins. He may be average, but I mean, I just put him there just to put him there.
Damn, he's like everybody else is so crap that he put him at 10.
At 10, yeah.
Dang, man.
And that's my top 10. Now, I know y'all gonna laugh at me for the last 2, especially Cousins. And I know a lot of people are gonna laugh at me about that.
I still think people are gonna take your side for like a lot of the show more than me. I think I'm the outlier of the show. I have the charge as well. Which
actually, honestly speaking, kind of happens a lot. Actually, they usually
that they kill me more than you.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That's about right, yeah.
But who's right at the end of the day, though?
Okay. I think it's time to finally quit getting it because I almost blurted something out.
Who's right at the end of the day?
Okay, anyway, so...
I remember somebody arguing me about O.G. Howard a couple months ago, and where he at?
Well, actually, no, he's in Houston now.
Oh, he's in Houston now.
Yeah.
He's still trash though. He got cut. He still got cut and
Cincinnati cut him
in preseason. So OG Howard's trash. Nah, he's from Buffalo.
Yeah, he was in Buffalo. Cincinnati had him for like a day, and then
he got cut twice. And then he got cut twice. Who ended up being right though.
Okay. Make sure you like, say, and subscribe.
Talking about Jacksonville last year. Talking about all my research about having Jacksonville last year. Who was right though?
Yes.
I don't have a hat to get ghetto, but
make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We are on all these media platforms. You can check us out.
I love y'all.
The QR code is on the right hand side of your screen.
It is.
Just scan that and you'll see all of our content. Join the Facebook group. I will be getting ready set for the NFL pick'ems for this year. For year number 2. Last year was such a success. It's gonna be fun again this year. We're just gonna keep on going.
Hopefully I don't suck this time.
I mean, you finished in the top 10 last year.
I still suck.
It's okay. It's okay. Also be on the lookout for the AFC East shakedown, right? Shakedown. I keep messing the name.
The first episode would have been on Saturday because again, this show is coming out Monday. So the first episode will be shown on Saturday. But the week 2 episode will be right here in Sports Dynasty NFL's channel.
Yes, so check that out on there.
I'm glad I remembered that.
Yes, you get to see us representing the New England Patriots. Tommy's Mafia Post Report representing the Bills. Captain D representing the Dolphins. And we have a Jet fan now. Long Beach Joe.
For some reason.
Long Beach Joe.
Get it.
Check his stuff out. He's really good for representing the Jets.
Now, kudos to him, though. The Jets.
I really like him. He's really good. He's really cool.
Joe.
Other than that, please love the episode. We'll see you soon. And football is almost here.